It's a gorgeous sunny day here. It's like 25 degrees Celsius, but it looks like it's going to be pouring rain the next couple of days. So I'm just loving filming from my beautiful hotel room here in Melbourne while I'm doing a little bit of traveling and work around. Absolutely loving it. Love being in nature. It is so healing, and it's so nice here because I'm only about 2 or 3 tram stops into the city, so it's super, super close. And it's so healing. I went for a big walk this morning in the hills and it was so magical because there's a little hill straight ahead. I don't know if you can see, it's kind of like there's a big green grassy patch on it. I was just looking out my window last night after doing a little bit of work, coming back from some meetings, and a guy was down on one knee and he proposed to his girlfriend on top of that hill. And there was a photographer running around madly, and it was just the most romantic thing. And they had a picnic rug, and they had like 2 or 3 of their best friends taking photos as well. It was so romantic and special, and yeah, loved it. So there's just beautiful romantic things going on all the time, and it's wonderful. So I'm so happy to be here with you every day, just sharing little success stories, experiences, some experiences from my clients in sessions. Everything is confidential, of course, and I don't use any names, but once someone says, yes, you can definitely use a success story, I love sharing that. So today, what I thought we could talk about is the 3D and checking the 3D for evidence, because this pops up a lot, even in comments on videos that I've been receiving. And it's just about how, we get so frustrated when we're not seeing movement in the 3D. So we have this instinct and this desire, and to take this action and go and check and see what's happening in the 3D. But when we do that, we're kind of pressing pause on our manifestation, because a couple of things are happening. Firstly, we're not trusting in our 4D when we check the 3D. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I'm noticing a few people coming in the room. Feel free to let me know where you're from and post questions if you like. I'll be on here for a little while. We're just talking about looking at the 3D for evidence today because this pops up a lot. So it's something that we want to try and avoid. I mean, of course, it's so easy to look at someone's socials, have a bit of a look, see what's going on, that sort of thing. But it essentially presses pause on our manifestation because, as I was saying earlier, we're not trusting. Hello to everyone that's joined. Thank you for being here. We're just looking out at nature today and talking about all things law of assumption. And the topic is checking the 3D. So if you have any questions you want me to answer around manifesting, feel free to post them. It's a gorgeous day here in Melbourne. So happy to be here. Let me know where you're coming from. Let me know where you are. I'd love to know. So yeah, checking the 3D. It's definitely something we want to avoid. I think it's something that we've all done before because we just want to check, our mind and our ego is like, let's just have a little look. Let's just see what's going on. Let's see what, my SP is doing on Instagram, or what was the last message they sent me and what does it mean? And, when we're out there in the 3D, we're doing everything backwards. And so what we want to do instead is go within. We want to go within to our beautiful 4D imagination, our internal world, our beautiful stories. So if you have the urge to check the 3D, I want you to just sort of sit there for a minute and catch yourself and ask yourself, why am I doing that? Do I have doubts? Do I have fears? Am I concerned that this is not working? Is it taking too long? Like, really check in and see where you're at, and then proceed from there. If you're checking in with yourself and you're like, yeah, I'm feeling unloved, I'm feeling not chosen, I'm feeling like this is taking a lot of time. Maybe they don't love me anymore. If you're in that kind of space, I want you to give all of those things to yourself in the 4D. I want you to go within, have beautiful inner conversations, inner chats, and be like, I am loved. I am chosen. My specific person is deeply in love with me. They're thinking about me right now, and they've got this incredible plan to reach out and connect with me and apologize and make things happen. And they're going to take all the action now, and they're going to be stalking me on my socials. And, if you're blocked, you're going to be unblocked, and they're going to be flooding you with all of this incredible communication. So that's what I want you to do when you're starting to feel like the 3D, isn't showing up the way that you prefer. Okay. Oh, wow. Thank you so much for that. So that's what we want to really focus on, is really focus on our internal story and really just know that that's what's creating. Hello, let me know where you're all coming from. Would love to know. This is a beautiful manifesting community here. All things law of assumption and quantum physics. Everything's connected energetically, spiritually. Everything is coming from you, from the stories that you have going on. So coming to you live from these beautiful gardens in Victoria. So if you have any manifesting questions, feel free to post. But yeah, this is probably just the main reason why we don't go and look to the 3D for evidence, because it can be really triggering, and it's just not, what we want to be experiencing. Seymour, love that. Countryside, awesome, so close to Melbourne. Such a nice day today. Hope you're enjoying. Oh, I love this. Okay. Sonia, what are the signs when your manifestation is near? Such a good question. So when your manifestation is near, you're most likely going to just be so relaxed and so chilled and just really neutral, really trusting that everything's perfect and working out. You might even start to see little signs everywhere if you're into signs. But if it's regarding love, as I was saying before, you might start to see people proposing around you, as I saw last night, which was beautiful. Or you might start to, get a lot of compliments, or, just really wonderful, positive things happening. This is a really good sign that your manifestation is near in the 3D. But also we want to be focusing on the 4D more and saying it is done. It is done, it is done, it is done. It's done in the 4D, so therefore it has to show up in the 3D. And you want to just stay in this place of already having it. So when it shows up, it's not even really a surprise for you anymore. It's like, oh, there it is. I knew it was there the whole time, And often it won't be this huge, grand gesture, magical thing. It'll just feel like home. It'll feel like coming home. I love that sense of home and feeling of home, where you just know that it belongs to you and it's yours. So definitely feelings of peace, chill, relaxation. I intend that's really helpful. Let's see. Yes, let's definitely manifest some rain. Definitely. Oh my gosh. Queensland cops it though. I mean, you're either having floods or drought. There's like nothing in between. And it's crazy. And I love Queensland. I'm going to be up there in February in the Gold Coast on holidays. But yeah, definitely sending rain. There's so much rain coming for Melbourne later today over the next couple of days. So you'll probably see that on the lives. But yes, definitely sending rain. And peace, just some peace, just so Queenslanders can have a little bit of a rest, because I know you've absolutely been through it. And which part of Queensland are you coming from? I'd love to know. Cairns, love Cairns. Oh, beautiful. It's so tropical up there. It's like a whole other country, plus the crocodiles. Okay, do you put glasses of water in full moon light before drinking it and manifesting? Of course, you can do anything, I love all of that. I love all of, anything to do with tarot and astrology and the moon and the stars, and everything is energy, and it's whatever you believe is going to work for you, essentially. So a lot of people in the manifesting community say, don't reach out to tarot readers because you're the only operant power. And I totally get that, because, everything's coming from you. So your tarot reader is probably just going to reflect a lot of things that are going on in your inner story, with your inner story. But I also don't think there's anything wrong with doing these kind of magical rituals that make you feel good, So if that's what you want to do, absolutely go and do that. I have grown up with astrology and tarot and learning about the stars and the clouds, all sorts of things. I think this is probably why I love nature so much, and also being Aussie. But I also studied counseling and psychology and quantum physics, and everything is connected. It's such a beautiful thing. But with law of assumption, everything is just showing up the way that you assume it to. So what are your assumptions? If you want to manifest a specific person, what are your assumptions about men or women or just people in general? What are your assumptions about love and relationships and how you feel? Do you feel safe in relationships? Have you had some kind of trauma in your life, or, childhood trauma? I have a lot of clients that come to me with a lot of childhood trauma, and that's often the biggest block to, manifesting romantic relationships. So, and a lot of people who have these kind of traumas are often the people that also check the 3D a lot for evidence, because they don't have the faith and trust yet. So what we really want to do with manifesting is build that faith and that trust that it is working out for you. It's always working out for you. And I love this sort of messaging. There's always working out for you, especially when you can't see it, because there's so much incredible activity going on behind the scenes, and it's going to catch up to you, and it's already yours and it's already done. It's manifesting in the 3D. You just have to marinate consistently in your 4D, and this is what makes it show up. So yeah, that is the topic of today, because I've had so many clients sort of doing so well with their manifestations, and beautiful things are coming in, and then all of a sudden there'll be some doubt and fear, and they're like, oh, just quickly have a look at the 3D and just check it. I'll just I'll just have a quick look. And I totally understand that. But then it sort of takes you out of your power. So stay in your power, and also you can say to, when I check my 3D, it doesn't even matter, because, good things happen for me regardless of what I do. And this is also true. You can't mess it up. Like, it's done. It's done. It's yours. So you can't mess it up. But at the same time, you want to just be really embodying the person who has it. Who are you in this end state? I really intend that that's helpful. If anyone has any more questions, feel free to post. I'll be on here just for a little bit longer, and let me know where you're from. I love seeing where everyone is from. I have a lot of clients in America, all over America right now, and I think it's Thanksgiving over there. Which is a really great time for some people and not for others. But it's, I think that's what's happening over in the US, and a lot of clients in Europe and the UK. And I'm just trying to figure out the best time zones to connect with everyone. But thank you for joining me today. I'm loving it. And if you do want to have one-on-one live coaching, it's such a beautiful process, and we dive in really deep and really quick. So I'm really all about getting you results and stepping into this, this operant power mode, where that you're the only operant power of your reality, no one else. And it's such a beautiful thing when you commit to yourself and you sort of commit to the unfolding of the process. But manifesting, in a nutshell, it's meant to feel simple and relaxed and just trusting and going with the flow. And when you can be in that really high level state, you'll just find that you don't really have a lot of resistance to your manifestations, and they just flood on in. And that's what we want. We just want everything to just flow on in and just feel really natural and easy and like minimal effort from you. The only effort that we really want to be doing, and I'm not even sure I should call it effort, but our focus should be on our internal 4D story. So, what are your internal 4D stories about love, about relationships, about money, health, career, travel, freedom? What are your stories about all of those things? Because they're different for everyone. And we want to just remind ourselves that we're very limitless. We don't have to put all these limitations on ourselves. And I find a lot of clients have generational limitations. They could be, societal norms that have been passed down through generations, also cultural sort of norms that are being passed on, like, for example, if you're not married by the age of 25, you're no good, this sort of stuff that pops up in sessions. And some of it, I mean, none of it is surprising because I'm very aware of all the different types of blocks people can have. But we want to let go of these generational expectations and societal expectations that, you need to be married by a certain age, maybe have a baby at a certain age, that, you need to do certain things or you should do certain things. We want to just get rid of those limitations because they're not our own stories. They are stories that have been, passed on to us, mostly by our families and society growing up. So one of the most important things you can do, and my mom has always said this to me since I was little, is to be able to think for yourself. Really think for yourself. Who are you? What do you want in this life? What do you want to experience? What do you think is possible? Do you think you can think outside the limitations of possibilities? Do you think that you can be a millionaire? If we're talking about money, do you think that you can be deeply, truly, safely loved by your soulmate? If you believe in soulmates as well, there's lots of conversations around that. But, what are your stories? This is essentially what's going to be showing up in your 3D. And so once you know what your stories are, or once we can clear your stories up and just get the best story going for you, and you really start marinating and saturating in that new story, this is when incredible things start to show up for you in your 3D. But the whole sort of live for today is, why we don't need to check the 3D for evidence, because we're already trusting that we're creating in our 4D. And it's just the coolest thing when you can relax and trust and know that everything's already done in your 4D, and you release it and you detach from trying to control it in any way, which includes checking the 3D. It just comes in so much faster. So moral of today's video, when we have an inkling to check the 3D, it's usually because we're feeling doubt, fear, rejection, abandonment. We're looking at time, linear time, too much. We're questioning ourselves. We might be questioning our worth, questioning if we're a priority. We just don't want to do that sort of rubbish anymore. We just, and I think we do get to the point where we're like, I've had enough of that sort of way of thinking. So just release and let go and step into the new story. Hello, welcome everyone. If you have any questions, I'll just be on here for a few more minutes answering all things law of assumption, manifesting, anything about specific person. I've also started creating some beautiful subliminals that you can listen to. You can loop them as well. And subliminals are amazing because and so are affirmations, but the really cool thing about subliminals is that if you listen to them as you're drifting asleep, they really imprint on your subconscious mind, because our subconscious mind is running 95% of our brain and our conscious mind is only 5%. So it's amazing what kind of stories we can imprint on our subconscious mind as we're drifting off into a different state of sleep. I love science so much. It's so beautiful. I'm also very spiritual, and I think they're both deeply connected. So yeah, I'm really excited to be releasing them in the coming days. But if you'd like to work with me, reach out. I love coaching with everyone in the sessions. It's such a beautiful experience. And I also have a bunch of 7-day challenges which dive really deep into love, self-concept, and healing childhood trauma. And I also have a 21-day challenge. It's a journaling challenge around inner conversations about receiving consistent and constant communication from your SP. So everything is available in the links in the bio. And I'm loving running this channel with one of my best friends, Berna. Berna lives in the US and I'm in Australia, and we've been friends for a couple of years now, and we just love running this channel, you know, going live, coaching, traveling the world. Berna's traveling so much at the moment as well, and it's just, you know, it's a beautiful time. 2025, what a year. Okay, I might leave it there. If no one has any more questions, I'll be on again the same time tomorrow. And yeah, I'm just so excited to get to know everyone, build this beautiful community, and answer all things law of assumption, because it's such a beautiful way of connecting and thinking and experiencing life, knowing that everything comes from you, not at you, knowing that you actually do have a lot of power and control, and that is in your story and your self-concept and your I am, you know, I am chosen, I am a priority, I am loved by everyone, I am loved unconditionally, my SP is dedicated and devoted to me, I am worshipped, I am wealthy, I am abundant, I am living the most incredible life of my dreams. We want to be in this kind of energy where we don't put limits on ourselves. We want to just scrap those limitations. I think it'll be good to go live and talk more about limitations and, you know, generational expectations and burdens and that sort of thing, because I am seeing that pop up a lot. But thank you so much for joining me. I wish you a beautiful rest of the day, and I will be back tomorrow. It's going to be pouring rain. I'm going to send it up to Cairns, up in Queensland, and I hope you get some rain up there too. And I hope you're just having a beautiful afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are. And thank you so much for joining me. I will see you tomorrow. Feel free to post on any of the videos, or post if you have any questions or comments. I love to connect with you. Thank you, and I will see you tomorrow.